Hey everyone, welcome back to the AWESMR Pop channel. Today we're gonna make some Jello ice cream cones and top them off with some whipped cream to make it look like an ice cream swirl. If it's your first time watching a Jello vid, here are all the ingredients you'll need. You'll need some light corn syrup, unflavored gelatin, and whatever boxes of Jello you want. We always go with red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Okay, let's start by adding some corn syrup into the measuring cup. I have about a quarter cup of hot water in here, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of corn syrup. Mix it up until it dissolves. Okay, let's start by making red Jello. We just need to add 1 tablespoon of red Jello powder. Normally, we would pour in the entire pack, but we're making small cones, so we only need a tablespoon of Jello powder. Alright, that looks good. Now let's bloom some gelatin. Going to add 2 tablespoons into this bowl filled with water. You can let it sit for a bit or go straight into mixing. And you just want to mix until you get a slushy-like texture. If you didn't put as much water, you might get more of a pasty looking mix. That's fine too, just as long as you don't see too many white chunks. Okay, now I'm going to add half the gelatin we made into this measuring cup and just give it a mix. If your gelatin doesn't dissolve after mixing for a bit, that means your liquid isn't hot enough. Put your measuring cup in the microwave for 30 seconds and try mixing again. That should do it. If not, another 30 seconds will definitely do the trick. Okay, now let's pour our red Jello mix into one of the ice cream molds. If you want to be safe, spray the molds with cooking oil to take them out easier. But if you use the right amount of gelatin, you should be fine. Okay, now let's make orange Jello. Add a tablespoon of corn syrup into the measuring cup again. Now let's mix this up. Okay, now let's add a tablespoon of orange Jello powder. Now let's add the other half of the gelatin we made earlier. Beautiful. Now let's pour the orange Jello into another mold. If you see any foam on top, just skim it off using a spoon. Sped things up and finished making yellow. Pour that into this mold. I went ahead and made green, so let's pour that in here. Let's pour blue into here. And last but not least, let's add the purple mix in here. Okay, now I'm gonna put the ice cream Jello cones in the fridge overnight. Or after the 4-hour mark. If your cones feel firm enough, then you can take them out as well. Right before you take your Jello cones out, make your whipped cream so that you can instantly top them. Have a cold bowl ready and add 4 cups of heavy cream. Okay, now grab a hand mixer and just mix until the heavy whipping cream gets foamy. Once you get your heavy whipping cream to look like this, super foamy, have a bowl of powdered sugar ready, about 10 tablespoons. Then gradually pour in the 10 tablespoons of powdered sugar while mixing. Pour it in a little. Now let's mix it in. Add some more. Now let's add in the rest and keep mixing until you get a creamy texture. Look at that! That looks soft and creamy. Now let's stop mixing for now, and we're going to bloom some more gelatin. Just a little bit though. Add in 2 teaspoons. Now give me a minute while I mix this up. Okay, that looks good. Now let's add all of the gelatin into the whipped cream. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. There we go. Now let's use the hand mixer again until everything gets incorporated. Now that we've added gelatin, our whipped cream should get much thicker. This will help keep the structure of the ice cream swirl. If you don't use gelatin, the whipped cream will start to go flat pretty quickly. Alright, as you can see, the gelatin played a huge role. Now our whipped cream looks chunky. Still soft and fluffy, but on the thicker side now. Okay, if you don't want to make different colors, you don't need to do this part. But if you want to make colorful ice cream swirls, then separate the whipped cream into 6 different bowls. Red whipped cream is what I'll use the most, and purple the least. So my order will be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple in terms of use. Feel free to follow along, or you can separate the whipped cream however you like. Whatever you do, I'm sure it'll come out pretty. Okay, let's start by mixing the bowl with red food coloring. I'm using a spatula, but you can use a hand mixer for this part as well. Skip the head a bit. And here's a closer look at our red whipped cream. Now let's mix orange. Here's a closer look at our orange whipped cream. Went ahead and made yellow. Here's green. Here's blue. And here's purple. I went ahead and put all the whipped cream in piping bags. Now let's go check out our cones. Alright, here's how our Jello cones look after they've been in the fridge overnight. Did a quick feel check, and they feel pretty firm, so I feel much more confident about taking these out of the molds. You always want to be careful. Never know what can happen. Okay, let me start by taking out this red cone. Awesome! Here's a closer look at our red Jello cone. The details look perfect, and I'm glad nothing ripped. Here's a closer look at the orange cone. Same as the red, everything looks perfect. Nothing seems damaged. I went ahead and took out the rest. Here's a closer look at all of our Jello cones. Here's another angle. As you can see, these Jello cones hold up pretty well. The unflavored gelatin is key. I know, I always say that, but it's true. We'll have to see if these Jello cones hold up once we put the whipped cream on top. Unfortunately, my fridge is slightly slanted, so I'm a bit worried that it didn't set properly. Spinning these around, and they seem to be holding up for now, so that's a good sign. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, let's start by decorating our first Jello cone. We'll go with red. And let's bring out the piping bag filled with red whipped cream. Make a nice swirl with all the colors. Give me a second. Look at that! Here's a beautiful rainbow ice cream swirl. So I tried putting this down and it was super wobbly. Best thing I can do is just hold it like this for now. Okay, now let's decorate this orange cone. I'm gonna try a different design with this one. Okay, maybe not the best idea. My piping skills need some work. It's a bit messy, but I guess it's not that bad. Although, I do prefer the swirl better. Let's do another rainbow swirl. Definitely could have done a better job on the swirls. Overall, not bad, not bad. I would recommend a piping tip. I should have used one too. I don't know what I was thinking. It would make this look so much cleaner. Also, it was actually pretty hard using multiple colors, so keep that in mind if you are following along. I suggest keeping the piping bags in the fridge when you're not using them. If you keep them out, they'll start to become more liquid, and that's not good. Okay, I saved a couple of Jello cones, so sit back, relax, and enjoy while I slice them up. AWESMR Pop fans! Thank you so much for watching. We can't do this without you. If you're new to the channel and became a fan, click that subscribe button for more awesome stuff. And if you want to be the first person to watch our next video, hit that notification bell to have a chance. See ya!